creates money for charity, and raised £4,700 last year for the Dorset Cancer Care Foundation to help people who were struggling financially when they were going through their treatment. Thank you very much. So, I host events, and of course at the moment all the events and retreats that I had planned for this year, including trips to Africa, etc., are all on hold until further notice. And it gave me a real opportunity to really concentrate on my own business, and also my academy that I set up last March, which was launched in October. So we're just about a year old. So if I share a screen with you, then that will sort of give you some idea of where I've come from. Is that okay then, Matthew? Shall I just go ahead? Yeah, just give me a thumbs up. Thank you. So I'm just going to share a screen with you. I just can get this back to where it's supposed to be. No, right, here we go. Sorry about that. So the business that I set up last year was on the back of Beverley Poole Consultancy. So Beverley Poole Consultancy is a mentoring business. I talk to companies that are usually year 2 or 4 and looking to develop their business reach or to reshape what they've actually got already. So I always liken it for people as being rather like, you know, when you walk down the stairs at Christmas and you see somebody in a really nice tuxedo and you go, wow, that looks great. But anybody can wear a tuxedo, but sometimes the cut is just more beautiful than another one. And that's where I hope to help businesses. So I do a 2-day deep dive into people's businesses to really have a look at what's going on. It's thoroughly exhausting for me, and I'm sure it is for the people that are on the other side of the table. But what that does is it gives people the opportunity to really have a good look at their business and start to build it around themselves with that really sharp look, which I call their statement. So it's got, you know, Bex can help you with your branding, somebody else will help you with your marketing, Caroline can help you with your wellbeing, etc., etc., etc. And then what I'll do is I'll put it all together and look at the statement that your business is actually making. So Aspire4Business Academy was actually born on the back of Beverley Poole Consultancy, being that one of my business breakfasts that I hold in Southampton was having all these amazing people coming along talking to us about their businesses. And I thought there's got to be a way of helping these people to develop reach for their product, get them online in some way. And my first thought was a directory of some description, and you know, taking it out there in different ways. And I thought, actually, I'm going to use my background to help people to grow their businesses. So that's how Aspire4Business Academy was born, which I'll just come on to now. So thank you very much for inviting me to talk this afternoon, Matthew. I'm just going to move the people box out of the way so I can see my own presentation, which will be really helpful. And what I've actually done is created a place called Academy, which helps people to get their courses and memberships and online to grow their businesses. But it's really developed this year because of COVID. And what I've done is had a massive investment in technology to enable me to provide a service to companies that they might need. So we have now very distinctly a training platform for people to be able to put their courses on. We have a L&D area for businesses so that they can outsource their, if you like, their training requirement to us. So for companies, that would be skills training, mandatory training like health and safety, safeguarding, and also their onboarding. So if they've got staff that they want to bring on board, we can take them through a 6-week program. So what we do is provide a facility for people to be able to outsource and have a place that they can collaborate and look at different ways to enable them to grow their business. So the last bit of the business, which I'll come on to, which we've just launched, is our membership platform, which is really exciting because this week we've taken on 4 new clients. So we're busy building membership platforms really to help companies to take on board their product, if you like, to take it to market. It will all become clear. So we are a fully hosted and collaborative e-learning platform. Even for people like Kat or Elaine, you know, we can set up a place for your business, for your how-to guides. Law companies are looking at us for that, just as a separate place. So if you imagine on your own website, you've got about me, how to, services and school or brand or academy or club, or whatever you want to call it, and you click on that part of your website, it would go straight over to Academy, which looks really professional, stands you out from the crowd and gives you a solid place to put all of your learning and information. Should just go on to that. So just going to do a bit about us, what this e-learning marketplace looks like, just so you know what's out there. All the content and creators that we do, the benefits and options, nitty gritty stuff like how much does it cost, and then happy to answer your questions at the end. So just a little bit about me. So, because we have to talk about ourselves, don't we? So I'm an award-winning entrepreneur. I'm an award-winning mentor. I've probably mentored over 5,000 people over the course of my career. Last year, we won an award for innovation and future-proofing, holding a business breakfast at Southampton City College, and giving the students there the opportunity to do some work experience with real people. We're shortlisted this year, the final 4 in the South Coast Tech Awards. I think I was the only woman business owner there, which is fantastic, to bring tech alive. We were pipped at the post by a bowel cancer screening company, which I thoroughly endorse. So that was the best. And so we were pipped at the post there, but to a worthy winner. The people that were sponsoring the 2 awards, which was Startup Tech and Tech Company for the South East, were BDB Pittman and Blake Morgan. We went through a thorough process of interview to find out what we'd been doing, and this wasn't a popularity vote by any stretch of the imagination. This was a really hard-fought effort, so I'm so proud of my team for getting us to those final 4, the 4 finalists. Tomorrow evening, I'll be at the SO Business Awards again for an award for mentoring in education. And also we're back on the innovation and future-proofing list again for what we've been doing. So basically my career started in the city. I had a business which was acquired by one of the P&O companies. So I was a director of that at 31. I had about 9,000 ground crew at Heathrow, 25 staff, 3 branches. It was huge. So I helped them to set that up for 5 years. I then set up a company for the multimedia group called Chrysalis, which you all know is a television company. And we were one of the first multimedia interactive learning companies, if you like, which is what I'm doing now for myself and for everybody else. So I've just run it through. I had 2 children quite late on, so I retrained into education. I actually spent 4 years at Brockenhurst College, turning around their early years and health department courses. And I spent 10 years in adult education with students who were post-16. So anybody up to 46, basically, I think was my oldest student. Very much into curriculum development and course design, blended learning, and I've taken all that as well into this academy that we're now talking about. So Beverley Poole Consultancy, as I say, was set up in 2017, just turning a corner for us, which is fantastic. Always takes time, and that's what I want to help other people to do, cut the corners. So here's my team, myself, Nikki Foster, she creates all the courses for us. Jane Caudle is my digital manager. And in addition to those people, we also have our experts in AI to get us through on biddable media into the internet. We've got people who are social media experts, SEO, et cetera, and also coding experts that we've actually brought in from Canada. So it's been quite a hefty project this last 12 months to sort of get us to where we are. But we've got those people on board now and they're all retained. So just to give you some statistics about this e-learning marketplace, is the global market reach, if you like, for e-learning programs is set to be about $325 billion in the next few years. And what I would like to do is to give people the opportunity of a little bit of that. Therefore, the creation of Academy as a business will enable companies to get out there and get that reach going. The Open University for Businesses found that e-learning consumes 90% less energy and produces 85% fewer CO emissions than we have if we have to get 1 million people in the same room to do training courses. So we work with franchises, We work with companies. I host charities for free, which helps them to get their training online and look at ways that they can develop their business without having to spend an absolute fortune. And for staffing, although only 30% of companies actually have an e-learning strategy, which I can help them to put in place, it also helps retention of staff by up to 60%. And the reason it does that is because people can do this in their own time. People can find those training courses in their own time and online and complete them as they want. The nice thing about the Academy is what we've developed is we've now put in place analytics. So if you've got 25 staff or 25 courses, we can tell you exactly how much people are actually, of your courses, people are actually completing. And if we see that 6 people have been on the same course and only 40% of it has been completed, then we might say you might want to change a small part of your training course so that people sort of move on to the next little bit. So there's plenty of analytics available for companies if they want that information. So the e-learning marketplace is, it can be whatever you want it to be. So if you think about it in this way, as a marketplace to buy training, learning management systems for companies where you can develop your business training department, and also fully hosted platforms. So the options that we have available are quite varied now because we've developed it. But the marketplace is basically companies like Udemy, Skillshare. It's based on a numbers game of low price, high discount numbers. And a case study that we've just taken on for Paul Martin, one of our trainers, is he's just brought all of his training over to us. It's a great case study because we've brought all of his cocktail making international experience into the courses online. He's brought it all over from the other platforms. And I took it out to a couple of companies who were looking for promotions, one of which was Roses, the lime drinks company, and we've just put a deal together for Paul for $10,000. So, you know, it gives credit to the business development that I'm doing for the platform as well, to enable companies to get the reach. Learning management systems, things like Teachable, Thinkific, Kajabi, where you pay a subscription fee. There's no hands-on or technical support, no collaboration, and they charge up to about £900 a year for you to host your training courses on those platforms. For the same product, we offer a 3-course year for £200. So we offer something that's at a fraction of the price of what other companies are actually charging, because I can do it, because I've developed it. And I think at the moment that my license allows me about 1,000 different trainers. So there's plenty of room to develop that, and it's less the price. The good thing is what it does is it enables you to host your own training room. Hosting your own training room enables you to decide what you want to do with it. And Nikki and Jane are there to help you to develop that and to get you online with your business. So we've just libraried the platform actually into different areas because it's getting a bit busy on there. So we're looking at things like business, education, lifestyle, hospitality, retail, wellbeing, etc., etc. So my own courses for Beverley Poole Consultancy will sit under business, and they will also sit under lifestyle, because I'm going to start writing some health courses for in the new year. So when you were all talking and telling me about what you did, you know, there's plenty of opportunity there within those different library groups to be able to host your business. So the course creators that we have fit into a whole bunch of different types of people. We've got a Microsoft Office trainer. We've just found Debbie an opportunity as a layer underneath some Microsoft training that we're doing for a company called Vicenza. And she will be doing one-to-one training with their clients, which are worldwide. Again, so this gives credit to us actually marketing your company out to our clients to make sure that we're giving you the best opportunity to develop your business. So we've also got health and fitness people. We have executive coaches, IT business trainers, digital marketing company. We're just hosting their membership. mindfulness, etc., etc. And then last week, we completed 2 membership platforms, one which may be of interest to Stacey, was the Young People's Index, which is part of the GC Index group. And they work with a lot of schools and universities, Bournemouth University being one. They're all going to be now hosted at Academy, and they offer careers opportunities for young people. So there's a load of collaborative opportunities on this platform as well for people that are working in education and training. So people joining us get a brand ambassador pack. So we give you all the adverts that you could possibly ever want to go in on every single social media channel. We tell you how to put those out. We show you what they do, how they work. We give you your own URL so that you can put that on your signature strip at the bottom of your emails, etc., and in your own marketing. Our marketing program goes over 12 months, and it's topical each month. So in this time of the year, we're looking at business. January, obviously, we're going to look at wellbeing, how to lose those few extra pounds from your Christmas cake. And throughout the year, we will offer the opportunity of different marketing categories. So a question that always comes up is, oh goodness, how techie do I have to be? Well, you don't have to be techie at all. As long as you've got a phone like this, and that you can take a video on it, and you've got a stand that it will go on and a good little lapel mic, you will be halfway there, because that's would sort of start off the introductory video for your course. Courses can be anything from getting somebody from that side of a bridge to that. So we always help you to do that. So we have a full tutorial on how you can actually put together your programs. Nothing is, you don't have to do anything. It's all there available for you to have a look at. So the course creator tutorial will help you from start to finish. You upload it to us, we build your courses, we quality check it, we administer it, and we certificate it at the end. And if you're an educational company, or you're a company that wants help with things like doing a workbook, we've just also coded in an area where people can actually have a Dropbox. So you can get people to complete things like CVs, you can get people to pop in there an assignment, and then we forward that on to you. So there's no GDPR issue for you. So where do you start? So people say to me, oh, I wouldn't even know where to start with a course. So what we do is we try and sort of hone that in a little bit for you. What would make a good course, and then help you to go and validate your idea in the marketplace. Because if nobody's going to buy it, you're not going to start even to make it. So we help you to achieve that by getting you sort of closer involved with that. So if you think about somebody says, oh, I'm a psychologist, you say, well, who might want your courses? Anybody can take an interest in psychology. But if you want to hone in on a market that Bex will tell you about, your client persona is really important. Is to make sure that your course is targeted to that particular person. So for psychology, it might be wellbeing practitioners, people who work in clinics, and then on your course profile, it will say, who is this course for? Wellbeing practitioners, clinics who provide service to other people, etc., etc. And just on that note, why I mentioned it, Bex actually did all of my branding for both of my businesses. So everything you see today on this presentation is all designed by Bex. Thanks, Bex. So we have a free validation course online, so you can go and enroll on that. Helps you to understand how you can get that out into the marketplace, who in your audience might be interested in it. You can build polls on LinkedIn, places like that, and build your audience and your authority, which of course people want to know that you can do this thing. So it's a step-by-step guide, it's free of charge, you can go and enroll on it, and it tells you exactly how to validate a course and who might be interested in it. This just shows you inside that course actually what you can expect from our particular look and feel. So at the bottom there where it's got this little chart, it's sort of a little chart, like a little Gantt chart, that tells you about using social media and what you should put where, and and how that's going to look, to help you to go through every stage of your validation process. So it's not our courses, these are all yours. We're purely hosting you to enable your business reach. As I say, you get your own URL, which will say Aspire4Business/Matthew Lawson courses. Excuse me. So it's your own URL to use across your social media. We are there to help you paint a picture, obviously, to get your focus sorted into what your course might be. But nobody is exempt from using this platform now, especially with the membership program. So for marketing, you can see a couple of the ideas that we have here, which since then have actually been honed in. So it's a brand ambassador guidance book, the materials we give to you, the marketing schedule, PR campaigns. We've now got an affiliate program so other people can sell your courses as well. What that does is that enables you to sort of get a bigger reach as well for your particular audience, if that's what you want to do. And the area where we say we achieve more when we collaborate, I write an article each month for a magazine called Socialite. And I give all the trainers on the platform the opportunity to write a little bit for that. So everybody gets a little bit of PR opportunity as well. So it's not just about marketing courses. So here's the nitty gritty. I'll run through this really quickly because you can go online and have a look. We've got 3 tiers, tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3. And what this does is this enables you to buy a membership that's right for your business. So if you've got 8 courses you want to get online, you'd have to go to tier 3, which gives you the opportunity of 8 different courses. We can build you a school of your own, so you get your own space. You click on there. Behind there is everything, your talks, your webinars, the whole lot, and that can sit nicely on your website as well. Just gives you that little bit of an edge. Tier 1 is for 3 courses a year, tier 2 is for 5, tier 3 is for 8. No, nothing is hidden in terms of cost. So tier 1 for 3 courses a year is £20 per month. Everything we do is charged at 20% commission at the other end. Udemy charge 50% for the pleasure of being on their site, but they do discount quite heavily. If you want to code your product, so you want to hand it out to let's say a client that's got 50 clients, 50 employees, we give you coded access for that. So you explain to us how much you've charged your clients. We give you a code for them to access so they don't have to pay individually. So tier 1 is for 3 courses that we call those tokens. 5 tokens buys you tier 2, and as I say, 8 for 3. If you wanted to develop an onboarding program or some sort of 6-month program, we charge that to you at 2 tokens. So that would be a program. So a course is 1 token and a program is 2. It's all that information is available on the website. Now, our new membership website or platform that we've just started is £80 a month, because what we do is we build a 12-month program for you with your information in there. You can have people join you as your members. We offer a great big discount of £100 and odd for an annual membership. We develop your online membership for you. We can include Zoom calls in there, webinars, events through Eventbrite. We can put your books, your talks, whatever else you want in your membership platform. What this does is this gives you a form of income that's going to be aside of all the other things that you might be doing in your business. That said, my own membership will be on the Academy platform in January, and that will be a mentoring program. The deep dive, a 2-day session that I have, will now be spread over a 12-month membership program in the same way that we would do for other people. We've just taken on a peer group as well. We're going to host them over a year with 75 of their different products. We are building a membership platform for the Successful Women in Business group run by Jill Donnell MBE, and a few other people that we've taken on board this week as well, who can see the benefit of actually getting their membership online through their own website. It just saves them time to do it all themselves and a VA. So we save people money at the same time. Nearly there. So there's Bexlix. Bex has got her products on there as well. Barbara Cox, entrepreneur. Paul Martin, who I've already mentioned. Just 3 people in very, very different categories of business who we're hosting. Thank you for listening. If you want to go and have a look at the Academy site, the information is there for you to take a look. So we're Aspire4BusinessAcademy.com. you want to phone me, I have a business line, which is there, and also the email address hello@aspire4business.com. So can I stop sharing now, Matthew? Just do that, if that's okay, so I can see everybody again. So the idea of the exercise of Academy is to give businesses reach. We start an active marketing program in November. It will be taken, scaled up in January through artificial intelligence, biddable media buying, and will grow in that way. I'm very happy to take all of your questions if you may have some.
Great. Thank you very much indeed, Beverley, and
thank you for listening.
That. There's several areas that are really important for me. Now, my background's in education and training in the Navy as well, and it sort of motivates everything I'm trying to do with NFBP is to provide support through learning so that you understand how to do certain things and so on. So I guess my questions, which can come in between the gaps of anyone else's questions, are what are, and I get asked this all the time by the media and others about the New Forest, what are the key issues for you as business owners here in the Forest at the moment? Because there's nothing worse than someone not knowing about something, and that's one of our motivators. So what do you think are some of the key issues about which business owners need some support, particularly through training and mentoring? And what would you say is, and I suppose if I start with you, Beverley, on this, what is your advice to micro business owners particularly, which most of us here are? Because we're just all too busy running our businesses to have any time to do any learning, and suddenly we realize that the world's passed us by and there's this thing called Zoom, and,
right.
and suddenly you all learn very quickly and we all catch up. We all know about the old adage about spending time on your business rather than in your business, but it's just, those are the areas that concern me. What are some of the key issues? And every week I listen to try and drag those out and distill them.
Yeah.
But what's your advice to small business owners about getting into learning or keeping going with learning? I mean, some of you are in professions and you have to.
A lot of people have to do their CPD, of course. And what I did was recently, because we don't have time to, go on a whole day's training course. I mean, for me, I work about 14 hours a day, and I've got a team to run now as well, and it's impossible. So I thought I need to go and find some stuff for myself as well. So we've actually just been given the UK's preferred supplier for a company called The Learning Planet. And I looked for it everywhere and I found it. And what The Learning Planet do is we're now hosting their micro learning sessions on Academy. And they're like these short 3 to 10 minute clips. And what you do is you have a workbook that you can use in your own time to help to facilitate what you've heard, and then go back to it later. You can use it for teams. We've got 6 different categories. So it's things like communication skills, sales, marketing. There's information on there. It falls into 6 categories. I think the other one's leadership. So there's 250 short video clips that you can go and learn some basic information to help you with your business. And we can't all know everything. And I think the thing that I saw, Kat actually wrote a little bit for this, Kat Cook at RSM, when we first went into lockdown. Do you remember, Kat? And I asked you for a little snippet to go into the daily Bournemouth Echo, wasn't it? And we actually said, all of a sudden, everybody was an expert in everything. And you cannot physically be an expert in everything. I'm not. I know that my business works in that particular area. We need new skills all the time. And it's great we've got this whole opportunity of webinars, et cetera, that we can get online. So I think the key point is as little and often. The nice thing about the courses that we have at Academy is that you can do a little bit and often, because once you've bought that course, it's yours to keep. You can go in and out of it as often as you like. It's bite-sized chunks, and that's what I wanted to do, was to develop a business that was usable to people. And then, of course, the Learning Planet products are going to be amazing because they're short, sweet, and you can pick them up. It's just time, isn't it? And if I was to spidergram everything, or say, if you just retreat into your meter square box when you're too busy and leave everything on the outside and say, right, there's 25 things outside my box. What's the most important thing for me to finish today? Because I know people on this call today will be as overwhelmed as I've been all the summer, as well as having both of my daughters at home, which is like pulling your hair out time, you know, to enable you to finish one job a day, to get it finished, or compartmentalize your day into hours. And then say, right, those 25 things are not coming inside my meter square until I invite them for a start, and I will get through them, you know, throughout the day. It's just having little snippets of, you know, support for yourself. What does everybody else find? Time management, or is it, you know, the opportunity of training, the quality of training? That's the other thing. I've been on some horrific webinars where people are trying to be, you know, all things to everybody, and you can't do that. So, and I think what Matt was just saying about providing mentoring is brilliant, you know, for small businesses. What's everybody else finding?
Thanks. Any observations or thoughts around about training and access to training? Yeah, go for it, Kat.
All I was going to say is, do you not feel that at the moment, with what the pressures of COVID and what's looking, the future is theoretically looking like, that people are so busy firefighting, both personally and in their businesses, that training and mentoring are going to go a little bit out the window? Yet in reality, like you say, you need to almost put aside X period of time every week for your own mental well-being and education, and just to ground you again, and, you know, wood for the trees.
Yeah, I mean, what I've actually found, Kat, is, you know, and I'm a single person with 2 children who've both been home this year. And it's like categorizing and compartmentalizing things, really. And you have to, you know, as we've very well heard from some of your practitioners here, and Caroline was just saying about how important it is to have your well-being right. And, you know, we might go to the gym for an hour or for a swim. You can't work all that long time without getting up and stretching yourself for a start off. You know, and even if you go onto YouTube and do a quick 10-minute yoga video or something, you know, it's actually quite fun and it makes you feel better. It's good for your well-being and good for your mental health to actually, you know, get your endorphins going. And if the sun's out, you must go outside and get some sunshine, you know. But it's like, oh, but I've just got this to do, or I've just got that to do. But I think at the end of the day, you know, this whole thing of mentoring is I make people sit down and talk to me, because if they don't, you know, I know what the outcome of that is, because we're all very, very close to burnout when we get to this stage. Now, what the hell am I going to do next? You know, this type of thing. Is you have to find some sort of space to, you know, for your own well-being, your own learning, your own development, your, you know, whatever it is that floats your boat. Yes, Matthew.
Thank you. Jane, I think you had your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, my observation of a lot of people during this last few months is that actually quite a lot of people are taking the opportunity to do some learning. And that's great. And it's partly because it's so much easier. And I think you've done brilliantly, because everybody wants to do it the speediest way and in their own time and at their convenience. And we've all learned how to do so much more on Zoom and just picking bits up. And that side's great. But I'm just gobsmacked and trying to get my head around the idea of actually devising the courses. I think it's brilliant. But I can't imagine that any of us would actually get to that stage, that we find time to do that.
I think that's like anything else, isn't it? It's an extra arm to your business, really. So what we suggest and what I do is, when I mentor that in with people, and that's what my program will be about, Jane, is to help you to do that. So by setting aside an hour a day with your whole page of sticky notes of what is the journey that I'm going to take people on, what is it I usually do in a classroom setting, all of a sudden gets online, and then it's a course.
Yeah. No, I mean, I do find it really interesting, because, for example, we do a little amount of training as part of what we do. And we do some training in social media management, especially because so many people say they want to do their own. Actually, when it comes to it, most of them find it a heck of a lot easier if we do it for them. But we do certainly go through the motions of trying to teach people how to do it better, especially my colleague Tanya, who is one of the people who's done a lot of learning in the last few months as well, incidentally, So in fact, it could be quite interesting for us to have a go at doing something like this.
Yeah, do you know what? I think it would be absolutely fantastic to go in business courses is how to write a press release.
Yeah.
You could do a 6-month program.
Oh my goodness, we do so much on that as well. Absolutely. You know, we write templates and then yeah, okay. Now I think you've sown a seed. How I'll find the time for it, I have absolutely no idea, but there's definitely a seed sown.
I think, Jane, you need to go on that course of how to find time to do a course. Good. Stacey, you had your hand up.
I was going to say, isn't it also one of those situations that if you are providing training, even if it's just internally, and then you think actually this is something that could go on your platform, you start training in one area, which then all of a sudden realizes you need to move on to a next area, and what you thought was one course then potentially naturally morphs into 3 or 4. I mean, I'm part of a group within RSM, and they've asked me to write a BD training, lunch and learn training session. Thought, oh yeah, no, that'll be fine. Just stick it down for half an hour. Oh my God, I'm still writing the material because it's morphed into such a much bigger thing, because you've also got you could be the trainer. You've also got to then take it back so many different levels of what's the most basic, and actually explaining that from a BD perspective, first of all, you need to want to talk to people, but you take it for granted if you're a natural at it, but a lot of people aren't. And so actually it does chunk, you can sort of like put it into different stages.
What you could do with that then, Kat, is you could actually have it as a talk over PowerPoint. You could have it as a workbook. You could have it, hi, it's Kat, what we're going to do today is so and so, and you just break it down into bite-sized chunks. Bex has got it off to a fine art, so you could ask Bex how she does it. But I think once you get into the swing of it, you go, oh my goodness, why didn't I do this before? You know, and it's there as then for anybody to use and go back to and go over, like video, you know, videoing this today, recording this. People can then go over it and you know, see again, what does that actually look like? Because I can't remember it. Because when people take stuff away, I was talking to a charity this morning about their training, and you know, we can save them so much money, but at the end of the day, there's no point me talking to people about communication skills if we're not going to measure it. Did it make any more traffic to the website? You know, are you using the same words in your SEO? How does that look? You know, and then go back 6 months later and say, okay, so when we did that, we went to the newspaper. You know, what did the you know, the door person say, or the receptionist say, and did it make an impact on the business? So there's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes with training and analysis, and you know, and it's what I've basically been doing for like 40 years. And you know, you sort of get the idea. And so when, like Jane's just said, oh God, I wouldn't even know where to start, or you go, oh, there's so much of it, it's just setting it out.
Beverley, I'll just hand over to Stacey. You can't possibly be doing it for 40 years. So, Stacey, over to you.
Hi everyone. It's just a couple of comments really, because I'm a trainer, so obviously this year my face-to-face stuff has gone right out the window, but kind of few pros with the pros and cons really. I have found, because I am trying to do quite a lot of mental health in the workplace training, which you think would be really popular, but as Kat said earlier, people are fighting fire and actually other things that are more of a priority. The other thing that I'm getting is people are all zoomed out. I know for me personally, I'm definitely getting a bit like that, and I'll be honest. People are saying, more stuff online, really? I have managed to do a bit of face-to-face training, only obviously small groups, but better than nothing. But the pros is I did my first worldwide job this year with Microsoft. I managed to train their teams around the world, and obviously I wouldn't have been able to do that without all this online amazing stuff. So thinking about e-learning, 2 things for us to bear in mind, and it's definitely something that I'm thinking about my future with. Definitely my reach. So if you think about obviously face-to-face stuff, you know, with the great thing about e-learning with say Beverley's Academy is your reach is everywhere. And also thinking about how people learn, people like bite-sized chunks. So thinking about actually they can access that whenever they want. Another thing to think about in terms of business perspectives is passive income. So once it's written, that's money coming in, okay, and you haven't got to be anywhere. So for me, basically, I got really poorly last year, basically 6 months bedbound, and I thought, right, what am I going to do? So now I work on a passive income. I sell my mental health toolkit, I sell it. It's created, I just sell it. I've only got to get to the post office. That's a pattern. It's the same with e-learning. So for me already, I've been definitely thinking about e-learning for a while, definitely thinking about something like a platform that Beverley's offering, because once it's written, that's the hard part. After that, all you've got to do is get the bums on seats, you know? So,
yeah, and I think the thing is, Stacey, is also if you're doing worldwide training, you can have your course ongoing, like you go to a spin class at the gym or something, not me this week because I've got a bad back, and you've got the trainer up front, and you could be anywhere in the world doing that class, and we can do the same. So you can zoom yourself into your training course, e-learning course, and you can help people when they're doing it, so they can be working through it themselves, your mental health kit. And if they need you, they can actually ask your advice. So they can be anywhere in the world to do that. And I think bite-sized mental health, short video clips, same as I was looking for myself. That is absolutely the way to go, because if people go, right, I'll do a bit at breakfast time when I'm eating my toast. I might go back at lunchtime when I've got a cup of tea, or when I'm sitting in the evening with a glass of wine or something, or whatever, then you finish it off. So it's easy if you've got like 3 half-an-hour sessions, video up front, bit of information, and little cards to play with or something. We did a course with Lego, sending out Lego kits like you were sending out your course. So people get the opportunity to play with the Lego first, then put their training course together. Then we go back and say, how did it go? So we zoom ourselves into those calls through Eventbrite.
Interesting. Thank you very much indeed. So we're about to run out of time, but I always like catching people with a mug in their hand, and Gillian missed out on her introduction. So a quick introduction from you, Gillian, and then I'll wrap up.
Hi, thanks, Matthew. Sorry, I was actually on another meeting, which was very interesting. Just as most people know that I do corporate clothing and promotional merchandise, and it was from a big organization in the States on the power of promotional products. So that was really interesting, and I didn't have time to look for the link to this. So thank you, everybody. My company is Vita Promotions, and I do corporate clothing, promotional gifts, and I'm based in Brockenhurst. Obviously, as everyone will events will know, it's been really quiet, but I'm just ticking away and doing as much learning as possible. Thanks, Matthew.
Thanks a lot. You're very welcome. I'm glad you're able to join us. So Beverley, I mean, the simple question that I try and ask most presenters after saying thank you is, what's the one little takeaway for everyone, apart from to look again at the recording and the presentation? What would you hope that everyone might do that's not just sort of get connected to your business? Well,
absolutely.
What would you hope that everyone might do after listening to this for an hour?
I think just feel a little bit inspired that there is another way to do your business, actually, and just to take that away. Even when Gillian's just talking, we're just about to have an academy shop. If you want to put your people still need to write notes, people still need a notepad, and in that shop we will be having some, like Bex's workbook or whatever, if you want to buy that, the branding book, so there's going to be those opportunities as well. Just be inspired that if it's a shop, if it's a course, whatever it is, there is another way to do your business other than to sit in your office wondering how you're going to get some reach.
Great. Thanks a lot, Beverley, and thanks for your time. And
it's okay, it's my pleasure.
And your support for New Forest businesses, even though you're just over the border. You're welcome in the forest, and thank you for everything you're doing to help support local businesses.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine. Thank you.
Tomorrow, just a quick reminder, it's the last of our social media workshops. It's fascinating, again, Beverley, on this. Normally we get 30-something people when we meet face-to-face each year. It's always busy and sold out. I think 6 are coming tomorrow. Same topics, just as interesting, if not more valuable. But it's an interesting one, how we get people to connect with events now that these are our normal paid business briefings and so on. But tomorrow is on Instagram ads versus Facebook ads. So if you're thinking of spending some money on social media, spend a tiny amount and come along and join us 9 till 10:30 tomorrow. That detail is on the NFBP website. Otherwise, please join us next week when Sarah and Gillian, who's put that together for us, Sarah from Station Financial, will take us into the financial world and encourage us to do some thinking around what you're going to do with all this money you're making from your businesses being so good. So more on that next week. Sarah, thank you for joining us then. Hopefully you're not all zoomed out. I've given you 30 seconds extra to go and relax before your next Zoom meeting at 4. So please do. But Beverley, thank you so much from everyone.
Oh, you're very welcome. If you send me a link to your tomorrow event, then I'll get that on my social media for you.
Great, super. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. We'll see you again.